We're back at the Grammys with all the stars that weren't on Epstein's list.
Can I just say something before we move on? Can I just say, I think it is so unfair how NFL fans have been complaining about the cameras cutting to Taylor Swift, like she's controlling the cameras at the games. I'm gonna cut the cameras to someone who played football. Bam! Just like that. Oh yeah, you like that, Terry Crews? You like that, Terry Crews? You better fix your face, Terry. Do you work for the CIA, Terry? Huh? Huh? Do you work for the CIA, Terry?
This is a call for vengeance. Welcome to today's show. It's the 2024 Grammys, and I've covered the Grammys every single year because it's always filled with New World Order propaganda. Now, usually I cover the signs and symbols and the performances, etc., but I don't really have the stomach these days to sit through the performances, but I did a little bit for everybody out there so I could give you a breakdown so you could see just how out in the open this stuff is in 2024. So 7 years ago, I would go through it. I'd show you, the ritual circle, which the stage would be. Now it's just the normal stage, of course. I'd show you all the signs and symbols, the 666. But now, just like you heard, we don't even have to go through this stuff and break down symbols. They're flat out, the main topic that they constantly talk about are all CIA operations. So they start off by bringing up the Epstein thing, and I've talked about why they're doing this. Again, this is a CIA-created operation. There's never going to be a resolution. No one's ever going to get arrested. Trump isn't arresting anyone. In fact, he's been shown in thousands of photos with the guy. Okay, they want you looking in the wrong direction. And then all this ends up doing is normalizing it when they tell you about these people, then nothing happens to them. And they say, hey, everyone in Hollywood's on that list. They're all doing it. And they're not getting arrested. And civilians aren't doing anything about it. And then it just becomes more and more normal to the point where they tell you that it's normal to be born that way and to feel that way about children. And then we just head down into an even worse cesspool than we're already in. So, of course, they crack a joke about that. And as I play it for you, they even like to crack jokes about Hollywood celebrities being CIA agents. Now, I don't know how many people out there cover this topic. I'm not very popular and I don't really have a big channel at this point. But they're bringing attention to the government and the Hollywood elites and the musicians all being connected to the CIA. Okay? So they're desensitizing the audience. They only bring attention to this stuff and crack jokes about it to desensitize the audience. They are, in fact, CIA agents. They are, in fact, master manipulators who are using mind control on their audience. And now they're just openly cracking jokes about it right in front of your face. And the crowd just smiles and goes along with it. So from there, let's get into some of the agendas and things that I saw from breaking it down, because there's a lot of stuff that we need to take a look at here. Now, Taylor Swift is always going to be the big topic, of course. That's their top agent, right? A Taylor Swift mania, Beatlemania, Elvis mania. She is your top influencer for a reason. They've chosen her. I'm sure she's done a lot of sacrifices behind the scenes that are unfathomable for them to choose Taylor Swift. And so Taylor Swift, of course, decided to grace us with his presence, with, of course, black and white clothing, of course, wearing the Masonic clothing, always doing this, always paying homage to Freemasonry, the duality, as above, so below, Baphomet worship. They always do this with their clothing. They incorporate it with checkerboards. They incorporate it like this with the black sleeves and the white outfit. So there's your Freemasonic stuff. And then I saw some of this stuff, which is interesting, right? Watch Taylor Swift congratulate Boy Genius at the 2024 Grammys. Because Boy Genius, you might have never heard of him because most people haven't, but I have. They have won 3 Grammys this year for songs you never heard of.
There's a band that's already won today called Boy Genius. It's 3 women.
Listen. So if Boy Genius is one, you're probably saying, what are you getting at, Boy Genius? What are they, LGBT? Well, of course they are. That's a guarantee. There's a list of things you got to check off for these people to be handed awards. And this isn't about them actually earning awards through, putting out great work. It's about their influence over the audience. You always got to check the boxes. You got to be LGBT. If you're not, you got to be LGBT plus, et cetera, right? Or this is one of the big pluses as well. If you're not familiar with Boy Genius, I have covered Boy Genius in the past, and we'll listen closely to one of their performances on Saturday Night Live.
Once again, Boy Genius.
Did you catch that? Yeah, that's Boy Genius singing a song called Satanist on Saturday Night Live. So we could see why they were handed the Grammy Awards, some Grammy Awards this year, because they were doing Satan's work. That's what this award show is, right? They use black magic through music, through spell casting, and look around us. Look at our society. Everybody's under mind control, right? Look at the lyrics from the song Satanist. Will you be a Satanist with me? Mortgage off your soul to buy your dream. But again, it's all conspiracy theory, right? They just love talking about selling your soul every day. And if you actually address what they're saying, you're a conspiracy theorist. But they just keep saying it, and then we can't look at it and say, okay, these people are confessing to worshiping the devil, to blood sacrifice, to selling souls. You know, it goes on to say the collateral, the devil's repossessing from me, trying to score some off-brand I mean, it's unbelievable. It's right in front of your face. So we can see why they were hand-selected to win an award. Speaking of hand-selected to win an award, let's move on to the next showcase here, which was Mariah Carey was rolled on stage, and it makes perfect sense, right, for Mariah Carey to hand out the first Grammy ever to Miley Cyrus. Now, Miley's ready to just, get a little bit more fame to Miley. Now, I just covered Miley. Of course, videos recently removed. They're on the website at Chateau Marmont, Hollywood's home of the sacrifice. Let's just call it what it is. And I thought it was interesting, because Mariah has a lot in common with Miley. Are you familiar? You're probably saying, what? The two of them have a lot in common? Well, I mean, they love butterflies. Have you noticed that Mariah Carey loves Monarch butterflies? Butterflies. She's just a fan of butterflies. They see butterflies in their backyard and they, just fall in love with them. It's nothing to do with the CIA, which was mentioned earlier. It's nothing to do with Monarch butterfly programming, MK. It has nothing to do with any of it. It doesn't have anything to do with these people in mind control. Say they love butterflies. That's why Mariah Carey has an album, Butterfly. You see her with butterflies all the time. Miley Cyrus, butterflies landing on her nose, etc., etc. So she entered the award. And then ironically, me just covering that coincidence that they have with one another, loving butterflies, Miley, the virus, decides to tell us a story about butterflies because I guess just butterflies are just so popular. Listen to Miley.
There's a story I want to tell that sums up this moment. So there was a little boy that all he wanted was a butterfly. So his parents gave him a butterfly net, but with no luck, finally let go and he surrendered it. And right when he did, butterfly came and landed right on the tip of his nose. And this song, Flowers, is my butterfly.
So how about that for a coinky-dink, right? I mean, Miley's up there, loves butterfly. These are all your MK Ultra mind control servants of the elites, of course, and their job is to brainwash and poison the audience, which is working pretty well if you look at our current state of society. So these are the most wicked people walking the earth. And on top of that, you might say to yourself, wow, it is really weird. Why is she talking about butterflies? Just won her first Grammy. She wants to make up a story about a 3-year-old with a butterfly. I'm surprised she didn't say 33-year-old, but then, some people might be a little suspicious. But then again, today, everybody's on autopilot, so they probably wouldn't be suspicious. And, you might be saying, Mariah Carey, really? Well, what a coincidence. I've covered Mariah Carey before. Yeah. Those have all been removed, of course, because everything I do gets removed, like this will be soon. But, this is Mariah Carey. See wedding photo here? Mariah Carey. See this woman on the right? Probably like, who is this weird woman on the right with the stove in her mouth? Well, that's Mariah Carey's sister. You might have heard of her, Mariah Carey. Yeah, Mariah Carey is an older sister, and, Mariah Carey's sister gave an interview recently that I covered back in 2018, and you might not be familiar. So let me play it for you and listen to what Mariah Carey's sister has to say.
My sister was closer several years ago than it is now. There was a close family member involved in a satanic cult. Used to force me to attend certain rituals. There were a lot of things that I witnessed that, were like secrets that you wish you didn't have to hold on to. People would be wearing black robes with hoods, so you couldn't see their faces. And they'd be walking in a line, chanting the usual things that satanic cults do, like drink blood. They do that. I did suffer sexual abuse during those rituals. Some of those satanic holidays, they always will be involved with sexual abuse with children, forcing children to have sex with adults, adults having sex with other adults. It's all kinds of stuff going on that really shouldn't be, and it shouldn't be something that children are forced to watch. You know, it can screw up a child for their whole life. I never saw Mariah with us when we were walking into, the castle or anywhere with the cult. When Mariah was in any danger, when she was a child, when there was something going on where she could have been harmed, I did whatever I could do to protect her. You know, Mariah was 3 years old, and I was 11, and I was threatened, if you don't do this, what we're telling you to do, and we're gonna kill your sister, And when you're given that type of a threat, it's almost impossible to ignore what you're being told.
Wow. So butterflies, mind control, how to use trauma to create a trauma-based mind control slave, celebrities, all loving butterflies, and then Mariah's sister talking openly about the occult and occult rituals, but nah, it's just a conspiracy theory, folks. I'm just making it up for clicks that I don't get, I'm making it up because I get millions of views. Oh, wait, I don't. Oh, why don't I get well, not because nobody wants to listen, of course. We've already proven that. I can get any views because they won't let you get any views, because they won't let you learn the truth, because it's very easy to learn the truth if you actually understand what's happening. So, that's just a coincidence about Mariah's sister. She must have made that all up, right? Mariah's sister just made it up because she wanted to get interviewed by The Sun, which is a tabloid magazine in the UK. She just wanted to make it all up. She wasn't like, hey, maybe I could get out there, get my name out there, clean up my reputation. No. Right, she made it up because she's trolling, right? Just like all these guys at the Grammys are trolling all of us. That's why they keep bringing attention to conspiracy theorists, because the majority of us who get 20,000 views, maybe if we're lucky, versus the million who watch the Grammy. Well, I don't even think they can get a million anymore, right? They like to say that they're trolling us, so they keep bringing attention to what? Conspiracies, the Epstein thing to keep, this obviously gaslights the conservatives out there. I mean, it's unbelievable. People can't see what's going on. So let's just keep going through some of the witches who showed up. So we had Oprah showed up again. I don't know which clone of Oprah might have been there. Apparently Oprah's a meme now because Oprah was like embarrassingly dancing. I'm sure Oprah got some type of an award probably for, what happened over in Maui for, pretending to be a philanthropist while also having her hands involved in the murdering of many people. But that's kind of how it works. So speaking of murdering of many people, we also saw Travis Scott, right? See how good transition by me, right? We have Oprah, Maui at the Murders. Remember Travis Scott, who had that concert where they used frequencies on the audience and all those people died, got trampled, Did anyone remember that? It's right around the time that people were taking something inside their body that had graphene in it. And then the frequency reacted with the graphene. So, yeah, Travis Scott, of course, is there along with Oprah. They got to reward their people who've done sacrifices out in the open. And, of course, speaking of, I was going to say speaking of people, but speaking of demons, we also had Doja Cat, right? My videos on Doja Cat are on the website. Oh, they were going nuts about Doja Cat and all the performances about painting the town red, all the pentagrams, all the blood, the sacrifice, even some of the pizza stuff I showed you with Doja Cat. So Doja Cat, getting praised on TV, of course. Then we saw Celine Dion pop up, which I'm just throwing you Celine Dion if you don't remember Nunu, because Celine Dion's a great person. That's why she sells New World Order merchandise. Yeah, it says New World Order on it. To young kids. So they want to market to the kids, have more of their New World Order, all-seeing eye t-shirts, of course. It's all gender neutral, by the way. That's the whole point of Nunu. You're not a boy or a girl anymore, thanks to Celine Dion or Pink or all these celebrities who just happen to so weirdly have this in common. They're not trying to engineer the audience or anything like that. That's just, coincidental, right? And then speaking of coincidental, got to go to this, of course. They put U2 on there. Why? Well, nobody wanted to see U2. They want to promote the Sphere because the Sphere is a massive operation that's out in Las Vegas where they're really trying different frequencies to put their audience under severe mind control. Now, U2 popped up. What an eye-popping Grammy performance. You might remember, maybe. This has been removed from multiple channels, but I just recently covered one of their performances inside of the Sphere. Somebody recorded it, so I just decided to go through it, and they were flashing under a millisecond. Like you couldn't catch it unless you literally watched the video and put it at the slowest speed possible so you could see some of the subliminal messaging on the screen. So I had a video I was covering all that stuff. So I had stuff like this. No big deal, right? Like 666, that's conspiracy stuff, Like it's normal for you to just flash 666 up. If you actually understand how jump cuts work and they're placing little things inside of TV shows, etc. It's a form of mind control that the government has used for a long time. So you two inside of this sphere where they're getting hit with like frequencies you can possibly imagine. They wanted to put them on there. And of course, they've done this inside the sphere, 666, pizza, free pizza, because that makes sense, right? I mean, they've even said the word Antichrist on the screen. But I mean, obviously you're a conspiracy theorist if you think that any of that stuff is actually real, I mean, just piece it together. You can go through this video, right? We all know about CIA operation, MK Ultra, Monarch butterflies, how all these celebrities are obsessed with butterflies. Then you pin Miley virus with Mariah Carey, right? One another, the butterfly talks that make no sense, or people are just like, oh, isn't that sweet of Miley Cyrus talking about butterflies? No one's like, what? What is this lunatic talking about? Yeah, no one says that because they don't think, right? And of course, nobody wants to mention the fact about Mariah Carey. So there's a lot of things, right? A lot of stuff connecting people to Satan and the occult. You know what I mean? I mean, the sister, how many of these people do we need to pull out, right? The sister talking about the, devil being in rituals with blood sacrifice, all that kind of stuff. I mean, you got the Boy Genius band with the song Satanist, just conveniently. All of them are gay, right? And they're getting Grammy Awards and have a song called Satan, right? Satanists, and asking the audience to be Satanists with them and going after young children, right? But that's a conspiracy too. Of course, everything with Taylor Swift is just organic. Nothing to do with maybe Zena LaVey, the daughter of Anton LaVey of the Church of Satan. I mean, they're almost identical twins, but hey, don't worry about it, ladies and gentlemen. The Grammys are just good, clean fun, right? I mean, you could see there's nothing weird going on talking about butterflies, bringing up actual celebrities now being CIA agents, just bringing attention to this stuff on national television. The audience is under such a hypnosis that they know that they could do this, and they're also programming them at the same time, because when you use humor on the audience, it automatically puts up mechanisms in their brain to laugh off and deflect truths, which is what now to them is conspiracy theories, even though they're telling you right to your face that they worship the devil, that there is, the conspiracy isn't a theory, it's conspiracy fact. There's a massive conspiracy going on, and it's really treason and enslavement against the citizens of the earth. But we will, we'll leave it at that. So they bring on U2, and of course U2 is doing their sphere experiment on the audience, and all of them. This is all together, all packed together, your Satanists, for the Grammy Awards in 2024. But it's a conspiracy theory, right, folks? Give me a break. I thank everybody for being here. Hope you're all doing well. God bless you and your families, as always.